Hello there, students. How are you today? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another day of distance learning. And today I think we're going to finalize our wooden mannequin, the stand-up version, anyhow. So here's my picture where I left off yesterday. Number 2 pencil, large pink eraser, blending stump, if needed, in spots. Let's get started. Looking at my picture overnight, one thing I noticed was I needed to make the top portion of the leg a little wider in comparison to the lower portion of the leg, because you know yourself, your thigh is a little bit wider and thicker and beefier than your shin or your calf. So the shin would be the bone and the calf would be the muscle on the back side. So all I'm doing here is skinnying up the bottom portion just a little bit and widening the top portion just a tad, as I had done at the beginning of the video. Okay? So here's my goal for today. I aim to show you all some feet, and we'll put a nice little cast shadow in the background. And by the time we're done with all of that, you all can be very, very proud of what you have done. I've noticed that in turning in your grades on this past Friday, many of you 7th graders chose to turn in the stand-up mannequin that we drew a portion of last week. And I must say, even though it wasn't completely done by the end of the week because we took a day off for the Mother's Day creation, I really enjoyed looking at those pieces. Many of you have done a fine job in following the specifics of the drawing lessons. And it makes me a little sad that, I'm not able to be with you kids in person, because typically when we do these things in the classroom, say for example this particular sketch that we're working on right now, it's just a nice way for some Q&A, some questions and answers to go back and forth between myself, the teacher, and you all, the students. And this is one of my favorite drawing lessons because I get to see them develop firsthand. And not that this is not good, what we're doing. It is very, very good and very, very beneficial. But I feel like I'm missing out on some of your wonderful personalities. But it is what it is, and we've been going with it. Okay, so here you go. We've got most of our wooden mannequin done, except for some feet. We've got a cast shadow that we're going to account for. And what I'm going to do is, after I teach you how to draw the feet, I'm going to fade my cast shadow away here to my left, because I think at the beginning we said that we were pretending that the light source would be up above, kind of towards the right-hand portion of the screen. Okay? So let's tackle the issue of drawing some feet. And the look that I'm going for here is the feet straight on in front of me and sort of tapering off towards the ankle. So what I'm going to tell you kiddos to do is this, and they kind of remind me of some Ronald McDonald clown feet when I do this, but I skip a little space here between the ankle and the top of the foot. Skip a little space, okay, and then I do these little frowny shapes. And on the bottom of the frowny shape, I do just a very slight smiley shape. So we got frowny on top of the foot and a little smiley shape on the bottom. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to taper that wooden foot back towards the ankle with a diagonal line on both sides of the foot. So this is as though you are looking at the feet straight on, and they're tapering just a smidgen back towards that ankle. And I'm putting in a few little shadows here on the correct side of the foot. Excellent. You can always take that blending stump and smear and smudge those shadows. And I've mentioned this a lot. Sometimes I'll take my pencil and I will deepen the shadow at the point where it is furthest from the light source. So the shadow is most intense where it is farthest away from the light source. So from the top of the head to the tips and the bottoms of the feet, there is our stand-up mannequin person. Let's talk about that little shadow on the ground. It's a neat effect when you take your pencil and you hold it almost like a piece of chalk. Okay? If you were taking a piece of chalk and using it on the road, sidewalk chalk, you'd probably grab your pencil in a similar manner to how I'm holding mine right now. And what I'm going to do is, let me slide this up just a little bit so you can tell. I'm going to wiggle that pencil back and forth on its side, and we're going to make kind of like a diagonal set of squigglies that run off of the page. I'm going to do that also at a diagonal direction from this other foot, and you can tell that the two of them have traveled along this diagonal path, yet they meet right as they disappear, heading off of the page. And the idea here is, this is the cast shadow that is put there by the sun behind our wooden mannequin friend. And I'm going to use my fingertip here and just kind of blend that graphite dust together, and it creates a nice little effect. I might even make it a little wider up top here because this would represent the lower portion of the mannequin's torso. So it gives a nice little effect, like there is a cast shadow laying down behind our mannequin friend. And sometimes I'll deepen the shadow closer to the feet. That goes along with the premise that this area behind the feet is without light. So it goes along with what I was just saying. The shadow is most intense where the light is not present. So the edge of the foot here would block any light from going in to that side of the foot. Okay, so my shadow is like really intense here towards the edge of that foot, and then it slowly dissipates into soft shadowy nothingness. And I'm going to recreate this edge here a little bit. Like I said, that's going to be very intense shadow there because there is no light to be had on that portion of our wooden mannequin friend. Okay, I could go on, but I'm going to cut it off. Don't forget, always, 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 if you finish something to your liking, give me a little signature there. And someday when you're famous, a famous artist, or a designer, or who knows, an architect, doctor, lawyer, whatever, someone will find this early sketch of yours and they'll say, wow, so-and-so did this, that famous person did this when they were in 7th grade. But in all seriousness, yes, sign and keep your work, and it will create such nice memories for you when you're a grown-up. And you can share these memories with loved ones, and you'll just have a nice talk and a nice smile on your face. Okay, kiddos, let me preview tomorrow. Let's see here. Tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, we're going to start talking about simple ways to create a three-dimensional version of a wooden mannequin. So if you have any saved pictures of mannequins that you had sought out on the internet, tomorrow will be a good day to find them and keep them handy, because we'll utilize them as a reference towards building something three-dimensional. Okay, so happy drawing. I hope your sketch turned out real well. I'm pleased with mine. Have a good day. Remember to do something nice for somebody. Be kind. And happy drawing. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.